Hello, and welcome to I'm Too Busy. I'm Christina Flach, your host. I'm a celebrity makeup artist and CEO with a passion for all things beauty, wellness, and success. On this show, I'll take you on exciting journeys, sharing personal stories and insights from inspiring entrepreneurs. Together, we will explore manifestation, health, wellness, and the secrets to thriving in life and business. Let's jump in and get inspired. Here we go. Hello, and welcome to I'm Too Busy. I'm Christina Flach. And today I have one of my clients, Sonny Hurrell. He is a celebrity chef who started cooking at 16 and at 21 walked away to study agriculture across Europe and now brings a farm-to-table philosophy to private dining and his incredible social media following, inspiring millions along the way. Thank you for being here.
Well, happy to be here, Christina, and thank you for that amazing intro. That was on point. That was really good.
Oh, well, thank you. Took a couple tries, but here we are. So you have built a global audience. What do you think most creators misunderstood about growing a YouTube and TikTok?
What they misunderstood, what most creators misunderstand. I would say honestly, being who you are, being authentic to yourself, and sticking with that because I see so many creators start and they're trying to be the next insert like big name from their niche. And so they sort of separate from themselves and they try to fill these other shoes. And it might work for a little while, but it never works long term. And I think
Yeah,
audiences can sniff that out, because they're
totally.
connecting with a person at the end of the day. I mean, the food is there, but really, like, it's you're a
The
personality.
authenticity is just incredibly important.
Hmm.
What was the first video where you realized, like, wow, this is bigger than just my cooking?
Like, in what way do you mean? Like, that.
Was there a video that we went up that just got like amazing amount of views and just kind of turned it around for you?
Yeah. Yeah. So like in 2020, I was posting on TikTok. It wasn't really working. My YouTube channel was not really growing for the year before that. I'd been posting for a year on YouTube. And then I was close to giving up actually. I was like, I'm gonna try this one more thing today. And I made the rosemary salt, which has become
Oh,
a huge staple of my channel. And then I also made like a steak video, like side by side those two videos. And they absolutely blew up. And like literally that was the turning point into when it all just kind of took off. Yeah. So rosemary salt, it's a staple for a reason.
I literally just watched that video about 10 minutes ago. It's so great.
Yeah,
What a
and that's
great recipe.
such a great thing to make if people are watching this and they want to learn how, it's a 5-minute recipe with rosemary and garlic and lemon and salt. You blend it up and then you just put it on everything and it
Oh, and
really
it smells so heavenly.
smells so good. Yeah, it fills the whole room with that kind of
Absolutely.
holiday smell.
How do you balance authenticity and versus performance when millions of people are watching?
Um, hmm. I mean, I don't really think I don't really think too much about that. I just try to be myself, but then at the same time, you have to think about audience retention and all these analytics and how to keep people's attention. And it is hard, in a post TikTok world that people's attention spans are kind of ruined. And so I don't want like Mr. Beast style editing, but yeah, you have to find a good balance of just letting it flow, but also thinking about all those data points.
Right. How do you stay creatively energized when the algorithm is constantly demanding more?
I don't. I just burn out all the time. You know, if you like look into, YouTube and creator burnout, and the way I think about it is if you're an actor, you go and film a season of a show and the season's done, or maybe you're filming a movie and then you have like this downtime to sort of
Right.
recuperate. But with YouTube, it's sort of this one endless season. This
Doesn't end.
never actually ends. And so you really have to, what I do is I schedule breaks into my schedule. Like every 2 months, I'm taking a week off. Otherwise,
That's
like
great.
I have to. Otherwise, I burn out. And some people can work and keep going and keep going, and some people need to recharge. And that's about knowing yourself.
What makes a food video stop someone from scrolling in the first 3 seconds?
Ooh, I mean, I think. I think first of all, it's got to have some sort of mass appeal. And this really makes me angry, but my most viewed video on YouTube is me putting a grilled cheese on a pair of chopsticks so that it has airflow underneath so that it doesn't get soggy. You know, when you put a grilled cheese,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you pick it up, you see the little like outline of the steam, and that side has gone a little soggy. And so that just had so much mass appeal because everybody's made a grilled cheese. And yeah, but that kind of thing that upsets me because I have so many incredible recipes on my
That are so
channel.
much more
You
artistic
got to
and
hit the
creative.
masses. You got to hit the masses. And as a chef, I feel limited in what I can do because of that, which is
Right. It's always shocking what is going to get people's attention and what isn't. Like I've had the same thing with different videos and things and I'm like, why is that the one or PR? Like, if we knew the recipe for success, we would all be doing it. You just never know.
you never know. Yeah, yeah, you never know. And if you think a video is going to do great, sometimes it does bad and vice versa too.
Absolutely. What's more important for food creators today, storytelling or technique?
I think, going back to the original question, it's being authentic to yourself. If you feel like you want to tell stories, do that. There's an incredible channel that basically ties in a recipe with a whole history lesson behind it. And, he's a storyteller and he does it really well. And if someone like me, I like to just film everything on the spot and kind of spaz out and have fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's me. So I think it really boils down to, who you are as a person and staying authentic to it.
Let's go back to when you were 21 and you decided to take a break and go to Europe. What was that experience like?
It was crazy. I went to a Emerson College. It was a school where they had all kinds of, there was a biodynamic farming program that I was in. There was a clown program at that school,
Oh, wow.
all kinds of alternative stuff like that. And yeah, it was a big shift, but it was so cool to see the other side of the food that I cook, which is the farming and the agriculture side. And yeah, it was just an incredible experience. Farming is a tough job, I'll tell you what. Huge respect to any farmers out there. That it's a lot.
How has farming and that experience given you an edge that most chefs don't have?
Um, I think the edge would be just understanding that great food is about the product and then your technique in how good you are at cooking it. That's it. That's all the best restaurants in the world. They have the best products and they have the most skilled chefs. So it's just given me that understanding of, if you can make a tomato salad with a crappy tomato and one with an incredible homegrown tomato
Right.
summer, which one's going to be better, like,
Right. It's very basic, but it,
yeah.
it makes complete sense. What do you think the biggest mistake chefs make when they move to social media?
Um, definitely trying to what chefs will do is like I've seen a lot of even Michelin star chefs come on social media and they will start cooking their level of food. And that level of food is not gonna land with, hardly anyone. Only other chefs would resonate with.
Right.
What people resonate with is the freaking grilled cheese
Grilled
on the
cheese.
chopsticks. And so what they'll do is they'll hit this high level. Like you have to meet people where they are and then just and dial it up just a little bit. That's what I try to
Hmm.
do. Yeah.
Right. What's one culinary rule you love breaking?
One culinary rule I love breaking. Ooh, that's a good one. Culinary rule I love breaking. Let me think for a second. I think I mean, what I like to do is if I'm cooking a recipe, I want to stay authentic to the flavors, but I'm going to change the way I cook it, like the technique and the way that I think about it, like being trained with French, kind of like classical cooking. Then I'll apply that kind of thinking to it. I don't know if that's like one rule, but that's kind of how I think about food.
Right.
Freestyle, have fun, be creative,
Yeah.
but try to stick to the roots of the recipe.
How has cooking privately for high profile clients changed how you think about food, if at all?
Um, I don't know how it's changed how I think about food, but one thing I've noticed is all those people, they love to eat really clean. They eat really clean, and I think that's kind of interesting.
That's surprising because you would think they would, I would think some people would think that they would want something super fancy with tons of sauce and very Michelin star.
Yeah.
What do you think separates a good dinner party from an unforgettable one?
Ooh, I mean, like back to the one of the previous questions is the products, you know? Did you go to your local supermarket and buy everything? Or did you order some stuff online, from some artisanal cheese places and some, did you get your meat from a local farm or the farmer's market? So it's really about, yeah, the products that you can bring.
You're a chef, an educator, and a brand. And how do you decide what opportunities to say no to or say yes to?
I think anything. Well, if something really scares me, I think that's a good thing to do, just in life and in general, because
Right.
it's kind of how you level up as a person. And what I say no to is, I turn down brand deals all the time. I've turned down just as many as I've taken just because it's not something that I really like or I think my audience will like, and I'm not just going to take something for the sake of the money because the trust with my audience is far more important.
Oh, for sure. How do you protect? I mean, this is kind of the same question. How do you protect your brand when everything is so public?
Ooh, how do I protect my brand when everything is so public? Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful, right? Like with the whole cancel culture thing. Um, I don't know. I mean, I just try not to do anything too
Outrageous.
outrageous, you know what I mean? But
And you're
also,
a good
like, kind of,
person. So,
yeah,
you just being authentic and you and kind like you are. I think that's
yeah,
how you protect it.
it would be hard to get canceled. I mean, you could, but like, you would have to be really dumb, and I just don't think I'm that dumb.
No, you're not. What surprised you most about turning cooking into a media platform?
Ooh, God, what surprised me most? I guess maybe, I mean, there's a lot of things, but just the kind of level, just the recipes you need to choose to cook to make videos out of. Like when I started, I was like, I'm gonna make fennel and orange salad because that's something I love to eat. But that
Right.
just doesn't have that mass appeal. I mean, you really have to do the SEO, you use
Yes.
tools to know what people are searching, and not just that, but when they're searching it. You can post like a prime rib video in May and it will just tank. You post that same video, which I did, same video in December, and it's gonna crush. So like
Right.
timing and like what you choose to post.
Do you kind of plan ahead like for Valentine's Day, Super Bowl, Easter? I mean, it sounds like you kind of plan ahead as to what you're going to do during those different times.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'm like planning about 2 months ahead because also with, we sponsor every video, so I need to have that all set like pretty far in advance.
Right. How do you define success now versus when you were 16?
Oh God, how do I define it now? Is when I was 16. Honestly, success to me now is, I think. Just like how happy you feel on a daily basis, Because
Right.
I've worked with lots of billionaires and I've seen some are happy and some are miserable. So that was a good realization of like, oh, well, money gets you freedom, but it does not buy you happiness. So yeah, I'm working towards that, finding that work-life balance and just being happy.
Right. What keeps you grounded when things explode online?
Oh gosh, what keeps me grounded when things explode online? I don't know, magnesium glycinate and medicinal mushrooms. I don't know, like yeah, just taking a break from
Self
screen.
care?
Yeah, getting outside is always good. Eating well, sleeping well, just the basic stuff really does help a lot. Exercise.
Right. What other self care things do you do?
Um, I mean, I'll get a massage every once in a while. Go outside. I play padel. I don't know if it's called paddle, but that's a growing sport that's really fun. It's kind of like tennis with walls. Yeah,
Oh,
and
neat.
outside and running around is good. But honestly, it's hard for me because I get so sucked into everything I'm doing, and then it's hard to break away. But I'm working on it.
What's something that your audience thinks they know about you, but they really don't?
Something my audience thinks they knows about.
Like, what would they be surprised to know about you?
Well, maybe like I mean, I don't really talk about. I mean, I guess I'm big into learning a lot about finance and specifically cryptocurrency. People don't know that about me, but that's very a lot of my life right now. So that would be one thing. Yeah, I don't talk about it.
What does home mean to you now?
Uh, I mean, first thing that comes to mind is Austin, Texas, just because I love it so much here. But yeah, I mean that's what comes to my mind. You know, when you live somewhere and you just feel good, like that's
Yeah,
for me. So
such a great feeling.
yeah.
What moment in your journey are you most proud of that no one talks about?
Hmm. I think just growing as a person, and I mean it's something I haven't talked about, but I used to struggle with substance abuse as a chef, and I was in a dark hole with that for a long time, and so rising out of that, maybe even better than any of the success I've had in social media or cooking, to be honest.
Oh, that's great. What is one thing that you always read in comments?
One thing I always read in comment. Oh my gosh. Let me
In the
think.
comments, do you read
Yeah,
all
no,
the comments
trying to
that
think of
people
like,
post? Do you respond?
oh yeah, so I dabble in the comments. I read them a lot less than when I started because it's a
Mhm.
minefield down there.
Right.
Um, what do people what's like the reoccurring comment that I get? Man, I don't know. I'm not like I'm trying to think of what comes to mind. So I'm just blanking on it.
It's okay. We can skip that one.
Yeah, there's so many. I don't know. And I honestly I try to stay away from the comments. It's just as a creator, I don't fight with anyone down there. I used to.
No.
Now I'm just kind of like, yeah, I step back from it.
Yeah, just let you have to Mel Robbins and let them, right?
I mean, I guess I can say just, what, like people, I think people appreciate that I haven't gone down this road of food entertainment and that I've stuck to my guns in terms of just teaching people recipes, which is now like kind of rare if you're in the YouTube.
Right.
So that's one thing, and one thing I'm also proud of is that I educate still.
No, that's wonderful.
Mm.
What platform are you most enjoying right now?
YouTube, always YouTube. Everything besides YouTube, I mean, it's great, but YouTube is king, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. Is there a video idea you almost didn't post?
Video idea I almost didn't post. Let me think. Not really because, like I said, with all the planning and thinking far ahead, I feel like if we're gonna film something, actually there is some things. There's a series I was doing where I cook other people's recipes and then I cook it, taste it, and review it. And there's one I didn't post because I just hated the recipe so much, and I just didn't want to post it. So there's one, yeah.
Yeah. Do you find that you're most like, you really try to be positive and not be negative about things that you're talking about? Like, for example, like that, you thought, I mean, that was a decision that you chose to not because it wasn't going to be a positive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely try to stay positive.
No,
But
I think
sometimes
that's good.
I'll joke around with people, and I'm a little bit of I like to create a little tension sometimes, but I think I'm mostly positive for sure.
I agree. Is there an ingredient that you're obsessed with lately?
Lately, ingredient I'm obsessed with. Mm, I don't know. I've been getting into like really good olive oils.
Mm,
Wine, you find an incredible olive oil and just taste it. Like olive oil is so fascinating. So that's one for sure.
so fascinating. It's unbelievable the different kinds of olive oils, the different flavors, the different regions, the virgin,
I know.
organic. It's remarkable.
I don't drink wine, so I'll just stick to my
To your
olive
olive oil.
oil.
What's your favorite meal to cook when no one's watching?
Favorite meal to cook when no one's watching. What do I really like to cook? Like all the things I cook on my YouTube channel, so many amazing recipes. I just love making like scrambled eggs on some really good bread. Like that to me
Oh,
is just, is just so good. You know, like chefs, we all eat simple, like off when we're
True.
not doing our thing. You know, we everybody really does.
That's true. What's one word that describes your cooking philosophy?
Hmm, one word describes my cooking philosophy. I would say simplicity, you know, because I don't think
Hmm.
food really needs to be complicated. I think you just need great ingredients and to not mess them up. Yeah. And the more,
That's
like, I see amateur cooks and they kind of overcomplicate everything. And as I see cooks age and get older and get more experience, they all simplify. It's just like, it's factual, you know? Yeah.
Are we allowed to talk about the project that we worked on together?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess it depends when you'll release this episode.
Well, I can release it after
Yeah,
you release
if you then
thing.
why not? They would only like
Okay.
it, right? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah. Okay.
promotion.
So I worked with Sonny the first time in here in California. We did a thing with the Super Bowl and with Jerry Rice, and it was amazing. And we spent the day together. It was such a great experience. But tell me what it was like for you.
Well, it was a lot, you know, that was a new thing for me. And so I was pretty nervous, but I did a lot of preparation and memorizing lines and this and that, and just kind of open to the experience and having you there. Christina was like my angel, calming me
Oh,
down through the whole process. She had aromatherapies and hand massages, and it was absolutely like seriously having you there made a world of difference. But we
oh,
had a
thank
blast,
you.
right? It was quite
It
a
was
day.
super fun. I mean, and Jerry was amazing, and we got to
Very
go into
was
the
so cool.
stadium, and it was a pretty special day. Well, so what's your go-to Super Bowl dish?
You know, I would probably smoke some chicken wings and
Oh, nice.
make like buffalo wings and blue cheese dip. That's the kind of thing where I don't eat it often, but like I don't know, there's something about that. Like it seems gross, but then it's something about it is just so addicting and good.
It's so yummy. And it's like special for that. Like
Yeah,
that's like it's almost like Thanksgiving food. That's Super Bowl food, right?
yeah, 100%. You got to do wings.
Absolutely. What is one ingredient every home cook should have?
Rosemary salt, no.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, rosemary salt, good butter, great olive oil, nice salt, you know,
Yeah.
basic
Good
stuff.
basics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avocado oil, love. Yeah.
Beautiful. What is the biggest dinner party mistake people tend to make?
Probably overcomplicating it, you know. I think yeah, keep it simple and focus on the ingredients and just doing a few things really well rather than doing trying to do 10 things and they're all just mediocre.
Agreed. I already know what you're going to say, but farm to table or fine dining, which do you choose?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I love fine dining. It's incredible. I love eating at these, you know, Michelin star restaurants and things. They're amazing. But yeah, I mean, farm to table, it just supporting local farmers and those kind of restaurants where they're just cooking more homey kind of food.
Right.
It's also amazing.
More cozy.
Mm.
Okay. Sweet or savory?
Ooh, I gotta go savory, but I do enjoy a little sweet here and there, although I'm trying to lay off the sugar more often than
Yeah. What's your fave, like sweet thing?
ooh, you know, I love. You ever heard of sticky toffee pudding? It's
Oh,
like,
yum.
yeah, it's like a classic British dessert,
Oh,
like in like every restaurant there, made with dates, and so it's like a steamed, like sticky date cake, and then it's
beautiful.
covered in toffee sauce, and then they serve it with ice cream, and it really is awesome.
Oh my God, that sounds so good. Do you do a lot of sweets on your channel or is it mostly
No, I
savor? It's
don't.
mostly food, right?
Yeah, mostly like savory sort of comfort food stuff because there's so many channels that just do, you know, baking and sweets and they do it really well. And I do a few things, but it's not a big part of what I do.
Right. What is the most underrated kitchen tool?
Ooh, underrated kitchen tool, probably a mandolin. A lot of people don't have mandolins, but it's a way to
Hmm.
sort of get really thin slices and you don't have to be good with a knife. You just like run it on this thing. So yeah, I would say mandolin.
Who would be your dream dinner guest, dead or alive?
Ooh, I would take Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah,
Oh,
I love
he'd be
Ozzy. I
good.
don't know. I've always resonated with Ozzy Osbourne. Was devastated when he left, but the fact that he went out and did a concert like 2 weeks before he died, like What a legend, man. That's so cool.
Amazing, right?
Hmm.
One tip that instantly elevates a home cooked meal.
One tip,
Yep.
instantly elevates a home cooked meal. Maybe use really good butter or go to a farmer's market and get your ingredients there as opposed to the supermarket. That'll level it up.
Definitely. What's your cooking music vibe? Do you have?
I love funk. I like just upbeat, uplifting kind of funk. Gets me going. More older music, actually.
Yeah, I agree. What do you do when your day isn't flowing?
Ooh, if my day isn't flowing, yeah, I'll probably like meditate or take a walk or something like that. You
Like
know,
remove yourself from whatever it
yeah,
is.
just go with the flow of how you're feeling. Sometimes you just gotta stop pushing and go downstream, so to speak.
Do you have any fun vacation plans with you and your wife coming up?
Um, Not coming up, although I want to take my mom to Hawaii because she's never been to Hawaii. She's
Oh,
traveled
no way.
everywhere, but she's never been there. So that's something we have planned, but it's not like set in stone.
Oh,
Um,
that'll be fun.
but we went to Italy recently, so we kind of had a big trip there.
Oh, nice. What was your favorite part of your trip?
Ooh, probably Sardinia. Just Sardinia, the amazing people, incredible seafood. I just loved Sardinia, it was awesome.
Wow, that's special.
Hmm.
Where is your happy place?
Where is my happy place? Mm, I mean, I've found I've been happiest when I'm outside somewhere, and I don't get outside enough, but I hope there's more of that in my future. Just somewhere outside, just some water, some sun, those simple things, just they really sort me out.
Absolutely. So you're definitely a warm person and you're not going up to the snow and
I think so, I love snowboarding. That's the one thing I love about cold places, and that's the one thing I miss. But besides that, I think my body just feels way better in a warmer
oh,
spot. Yeah.
I completely agree. Finish this sentence for me. A great dinner party is really about,
Mm, See, I want to say laughter, because it should be something with food, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like people are laughing and having fun and having a good time. That makes a great party with
I
great food, right? But laughter
agree.
and silence. I was gonna say, when people eat some food and the food's really good, people aren't talking. There's like a silence that like
Yeah.
it's over. So
Yeah. That it's like
silence
this
followed by
peaceful
laughter.
place.
Yeah.
What have I not asked you today that you'd like to share?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Your questions were so great, Christina.
Oh,
Like
thank
they
you.
were so good and rapid fire. I feel like that was a really good flow. Um, yeah, I don't have anything that sort of comes to mind. I'm so much better when people ask me questions. It's so much easier for me to talk rather than
I know. Well, do
just
you have anything coming up
freestyle.
in 2026 that you're just like super excited about besides
Um,
our show coming up in Super Bowl?
yeah, I mean, like a cookbook is something I'm sort of pushing for right now, and hopefully I can get that out this year because my channel is just really set up for that as being an educator.
Oh,
So
for sure.
it's sort of the number one.
Well, you have to call me if you when you do the photo shoot because I'm going to
Okay.
definitely be there with you for your photos. That'll be so
Yeah,
fun.
definitely.
Sunny, thank you so much for showing us that great food is about intention, confidence, and connection. And if you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to subscribe and share this episode. And until next time, stay inspired, even if you're too busy. I'm Christina Flach, and I'll see you next week.